Welcome back, folks and friends. Connecting Dots here. Today's date is Sunday, December 14, 2014. Okay, now, if you haven't seen this video yet, please go watch it. It's up on the screen right now. I'll show it again at the end of this video. It'll be back up on the screen. But basically, the Japanese are considering releasing all of the contaminated water stored on site. Now, I'm making this video because I've gone back out today here, 20 hours later, and I decided, well, I'm going to go look and see if anyone else is promoting the same story. And they're not. They're promoting a lie. And I'm calling it a lie here because my story comes right out of Japan, and it was... this is one of the articles I showed in yesterday's video, and it was quite clear that the Japanese nuclear watchdog said that contaminated water stored at the crippled Fukushima No. 1 nuclear power plant should be released into the ocean. He never said anything about decontaminating the water and pumping it back into the ocean. And this is what's being promoted right now on this story here. We have Dabu 7 and RT News. Both of them are propagating a lie. And I'm calling it a lie because they haven't done their proper research. This is one of the things many of you caught on here. It's what I've been showing here on my YouTube channel, okay? We have the fraud and disinformation or disinformation gang. This is it here. RT News and Dabu 7, they're definitely part of that thing here. So basically here, they haven't done their own research. And if you go read the story, which I'll link again down below here, December 13, 2014, Sunichi Tanaka, the chairman of the Nuclear Regulatory Authority, he said these comments on December 12th after visiting the facility, okay, the Fukushima No. 1 nuclear plant, and he said he was overwhelmed by the sheer number of tanks holding contaminated water, okay? And he goes on to say, we have to dispose of the water. He never says anything about decontaminating the water. In fact, if you read the following line, he goes on to that he's expecting protests from local fishermen over the discharge. The discharge is not because the water is going to be clean and not contaminated, which, by the way, if you go watch my video from yesterday, I'll show you in that video, I talk about how a nuclear company, a U.S. company has built the water decontaminating system for Fukushima. The second unit is already sent over. I'm not going to go over the entire story, but basically I show you in that story how the units are working. The unit's working really well. In a very short time period that it's ran, it's cleaned, decontaminated over 12,000 tons of water in a short couple of months. It's been there, and the second unit's about to be kicked in January. So here we have the watchdog. He's saying he's about to release contaminated water, because even in the story here it goes on to say that the mitigation has to be done because there's going to be an increase in tainted water. So Dabu 7 and RT News got it 100% wrong again here. This is not the first time I catch Dabu wrong or RT News wrong on a story, how they twist the facts on things. It's very sad, but I said 2014 was going to be a game changer on YouTube. I want to be part of this new group of people that are going to take over the bullshit clan that's promoted on YouTube, because I'm really getting sick of it. I've been out here since 2008, and all of these people are not to be trusted. I've been through that, and I hope you go through it and you wake up you're on your own here. It takes hours. Obviously, it takes hours. One of the things I've noticed, many people say, well, they're correct on that story. Well, they're correct on that one. Yeah, that's how they play the game, okay? Roughly 85 to 95% of the stories that they're going to promote on their YouTube channels are going to be correct. However, they're going to take important stories like this one, for example, where it should be across the headlines everywhere on YouTube that Japan's about to dump all of its contaminated water. And if you don't know how much water is on site, go watch the video here. I give you a rundown of all the tanks. They're going close to 500,000 tons of contaminated water sitting in various tanks here at Fukushima. So yes, originally Tanaka had said previously that to proceed with the decommissioning, the tainted water stored on the site would need to be released into the sea so long as it had been decontaminated to accepted safety levels. So he's no longer in favor of bringing it up to accepted levels. He just wants to dump it in the ocean. That's all he wants to do. Remember, increasing tainted water. So if you go watch my video yesterday, I showed how the U.S. Decontamination system that's in over Japan, built in the U.S., has been able to decontaminated water up to 99.95% of the strontium. It's doing an excellent job. So I don't know why the Japan nuclear watchdog now wants to the contaminated water dumped into the ocean, not clean and dumped. Okay, so you can go give thumbs down to Dabu7 and RT News and let them know they got it wrong, but Connecting Dots has got it right again. Okay, folks, and another story I'm working on here that will be posted at Connecting Dots 1 is over at the University of Calgary here in October. They had a meeting. Is social license a license to stall? The Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission cannot be expected to reject a safe project due to the lack of social acceptability. Can you believe that bullshit? This is the same people that I'm trying to get a hold of. These are the same people that when I went across Canada in 2011 doing the radiation fallout tour, many of you who were following me from back then, you may recall how I stopped here right in downtown Ottawa. I went to the Canadian Nuclear Commission and I tried to get an interview. They sent me some guy who knew nothing about radiation. I'd love to be at those meetings with this Michael Binder here, because boy oh boy, could I ever nail them. These people know nothing about radiation, and one of the big things I've been talking about here in Canada, how they want to start spreading the iodine pills. They're going to leave them, sorry, not spread them. They're going to have them at different locations here. Anyone living in Canada that's within a 50-kilometer area from a nuclear plant, you're going to have a special area where these iodine pills are all held. Well, can you imagine if, let's say, Pickering plant goes into a meltdown and people in Toronto and Oshawa are all running to this location to pick up these iodine pills? Can you spell traffic chaos? Has anyone ever been in Oshawa on that 6-lane highway? Anyways, long story short, there's people who live in Canada. They know what I'm talking about. There's no way in hell with a nuclear meltdown that people are going to be able to rush to different locations in their community to go pick up these iodine pills. That's if they even remember where the location is when the plant does go down. So we have problems here, and I'm going to be calling these people up and putting them on the hot seat, because it's obvious here that the lies are being promoted, right down to even lying about tainted water being dumped. You know, the story says it right there, a massive release of tainted water. It's not about water being clean and decontaminated. So, yeah, if you want to stay updated, connectingdots1.com, and hang tight here. I'll leave a link up on the screen so you can watch Fukushima Day 1373. Please spread it with folks. And yes, end the Fukushima fraud. Sell the Pelco painting.